Okay, there's currently a great need for students that have a background in information security and computer forensics, and we're going to go meet with Israel, who's the lead faculty in the CVF program at Century College, and talk about some of the opportunities for graduates. We're also going to meet with one of Israel's graduates of the program who currently works in the industry.
Hello?
Hello, Israel. It's Scott. Remember we were going to try and meet and talk about the CVF program at Century College?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Would you have time tonight to do that?
Absolutely.
How about if I meet you at Dunn Brothers in Matamida in about a half an hour?
Right by Century College?
Sure, right down the road.
All right, sure. I'll be there.
All right, Israel.
All
See
right.
ya.
Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
I'm Scott Simonson, and this is IT Professionals in Cars Getting Java.
Hey, how are you? Good, good.
Hi, Israel.
Hi, how are you?
Can you tell me a little bit about the CVF program at Century College?
Yeah, CVF actually stands for Cybersecurity, Virtualization, and Forensics.
Okay.
And that really, covers students that are looking to pursue a career in cybersecurity field, security, virtualization of cloud, and also forensic field.
Okay, great. What are some of the desired skills or characteristics that a student needs to be successful in your program?
In that program, to be successful, student needs to have the logical reasoning, analytical skills, and some background or some ability to interact with human beings, because really, that field is mostly, involved with understanding human beings as they use information technology.
And then what are some of the kinds of jobs that your graduates get after they complete your program?
Once a student successfully, complete the program, they can pursue career in cybersecurity, network security, virtualization and cloud security, as well as forensics. So it's a kind of a broad field, and the job titles sometimes vary from, org to org.
Israel, what about some of the new developments in the field of computer forensics? Are there some special circumstances that you're preparing your students for in the state of Minnesota?
Yes, actually we have a drive now that is tailored towards the veterans. Minnesota have a very large veterans base, and a lot of these veterans returning from overseas, have the desire to work for the country, but they cannot fight in the physical field anymore.
Okay.
So cybersecurity offered them a great field, to still go and defend the country, but now in the cyber field.
Okay.
They already have the security clearance, they already have a background in the military, so they are the kind of like a best candidate that fits that kind of profile, whereby they can just come back home, get a degree, and it's express way for them to go back into the Department of Defense or any government agency to work, unlike you and I, where we still have to go through security clearance.
Sure.
They are already tailor-made for that kind of field. So that's one of the field that we're exploring right now, having veterans come in, talk to them. In addition, Century College is the only college in the Midwest that is accredited by the Department of Defense.
Oh.
So we have a DoD accreditation for our courses. There are only 7 colleges nationwide that have that kind of accreditation.
Okay.
So that's another point that we let students know, that we're not only offering a program that has a great market value, sure, but we have also been reviewed and vetted by the DoD to actually have what we're actually promising.
Okay, so let's talk about the market there a little bit. What's the current need for graduates with this kind of background in the region?
Right now, the unemployment in cybersecurity field is minus 29%.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So, for a student that have the right skills,
sure,
it's almost impossible to have the right skills in this field and not get a job.
Okay.
So that is the deal. It's not a cakewalk field, but if you do go to the field and you graduate successfully in the program, it's almost a guarantee to get a job in this, in this atmosphere that we are.
And I'm assuming they work for local governments and state governments and national governments as well, the national government as well?
Yeah, and one thing about cybersecurity field is that, employment varies all over the field. The government employs roughly about 12% of people in this field. Majority of the employer comes from retail, like Target, Best Buy, non-profit organizations, banking, finance industry. We hear of, hacking taking place, cyber theft, breach, data breach. So all of this is actually taking place in various fields. Okay. Unlike other fields where, you can only work in this field, you can only work for government, cybersecurity field is a place where you can just about work in for any organization. Insurance company, it's all over the place, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. Well, sounds great. Sounds like you have a very exciting program.
Absolutely.
And we'll look forward to talking to one of your graduates.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi, Christy. You're a recent graduate of the Computer Forensics and Virtualization program at Century College, and you remember Israel, your primary instructor. And we just like to ask you a couple of questions and give us some insights about as you went through the program and graduated, and a little bit about your job history.
Okay.
So you graduated from the program when?
2009, December.
Okay, and you were employed relatively soon thereafter in the industry?
I did. I actually interviewed while I was still going to college, and as soon as I graduated in December, I started in January.
Yeah, and why did you pick computer forensics?
I actually didn't have any idea on what I wanted to do. I considered myself a very good student, and I tried all different kinds of classes here at Century College, which is a great thing about a community college. And then all of a sudden I saw this intro to computer forensics, and I thought, well, why not? I'll try it. And like my second class, I remember thinking, I was so excited and I loved what he was talking about, and it was for me, and I could tell right away.
There's a lot of opportunity for graduates in this field?
Yes, definitely.
What about for women as well as males? Is there a great opportunity for women entering the computer forensics field?
I think so.
Okay. How about your job history? So you got a job right away, and you went on then to get a BS degree, is that correct?
I did. Century offered a 2-2 articulation with another college, Champlain College, and I graduated with my 4-year degree from them while I was working and using my skills that I learned at Century College.
Oh, great. And tell us a little bit about what your typical day is like. How did the classes at Century, the technical course that you had at Century College, how did that contribute to your success out in the industry?
Oh, I use my skills that I learned at Century College a lot. Some of the skills you don't think, they give you a foundation, what you're learning everything else for. I use a lot of things like hash values and signature analysis, and finding out what data I'm looking at and what types of data it is, and is the data important or is it not important. So using my skills that I learned at Century College, I can interpret what I'm looking at easy and fast, and don't have to Google everything.
Sure. And all of those sorts of things you learned while you were in the program going to school at Century.
Yes.
And prior to that, you had no background, so you pretty much learned everything from ground zero, and as you kind of matriculated through the degree program?
Yeah, so in 2008, I actually got laid off from a telecommunications company.
Oh.
They went through a big layoff, and I didn't really know what else I was going to do, so thought I'd go back to school. And I worked really hard and took a lot of credits and graduated in like a year and a half, I think.
Yep.
And I really pushed myself hard so I could get a job after I had been laid off, and then go back and start working in the industry again.
So what do you think some of the characteristics that a student should have if they want to enroll and be successful in a CVF program?
I think curiosity is a big thing. Curiosity and determination. Okay. Those were the two things that I found that I had that it interests me. It was like, what are all these new things that we're learning about? And some things really stretched my imagination of what I thought could happen or was possible, and I just kind of kept learning and growing, and it builds on, and all the classes are set up so they build right on top of each other, and what you learn in one class, then you're still using in the next class. It's not like they're all unrelated, you know. So it was really easy to move through the program. Definitely challenging though at times, and had to study and work hard, and it all really paid off for me.
Okay, great. So you're very happy with the choices that you made enrolling in the Century program and graduating, and obviously you've been very successful so far in your career, and it looks like you have a great road ahead of you.
Thank you, and yeah, I attribute a lot of it to Century College. Sometimes I don't think that I know where I would have ended up if I wouldn't have found computer forensics and had the mentors and the teachers and professors that I had here. I don't know what I would have done without them.
Well, great. We're very glad that you're a graduate of the program, and we look forward to working with you in the future on advisory committees and some other venues. And it's been a pleasure seeing you again, Christy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christy.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What school? Is that the car you draw?
No. Veterinarian, when you get your next degree.
Where she's
You're a recent graduate in the animal husbandry program, working as a veterinary scientist in the industry, right?
forensics.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.